Caution. We will be discussing failures of DC buses. We are categorically stating that the entire statement is just our own opinion. In any case, it may not be quoted or referred in any forum. This is the cockpit view of ATR 42 aircraft. Electrical panel of electrical system is located on overhead panel. Electrical system of ATR 42 aircraft is equipped with 3 important DC buses. These buses are DC Standby Bus, DC Essential Bus, and DC Emergency Bus. As you can see, there is no failure indicating light of any of these buses. Over here we will see how to identify if any of these buses fails. These buses are electrically powered as soon as the battery switch is selected on. This is schematic diagram of electrical circuit. In the schematic diagram, you can see DC Standby Bus, DC Essential Bus, and DC Emergency Bus. These buses remain powered even when both the generators fail, and TRU has not been selected. To be precise, it is only these 3 DC buses which remain powered when both the generators fails. On the screen, you can see TRU has been selected on. For the DC system, TRU is only supplying power to these 3 buses. However, these buses can fail, even if electrical power is available. The failures of these buses are not normal, but they can take place. We already know there is no electrical light, which may indicate the failure of these buses. Therefore, pilot has to rely on other indications to identify failure of any of these buses. Complete detail of failures is given in FCOM 1, Electrical Systems. For failure of DC Emergency Bus, you may refer to page 7. For failure of DC Essential Bus, you may refer to page 9. For failure of DC Standby Bus, you may refer to page 11. As evident, when any of these buses fail, the pilots will find a number of failures in the cockpit. It is nearly impossible for the pilot to go to bus equipment list and to correlate the cockpit indications with bus equipment list. Therefore, we have cautiously highlighted few failures, which may help the crew to find out the failures. When emergency bus fails, the 3 main indications are: both torque indications are lost. Blue hydraulic pump indication shows 0. VHF communication is lost, of the pilot and of co-pilot. These indications are mentioned in procedure following failures. Procedures for failure of emergency bus is mentioned in QRH. Most importantly, fire detection is not available. We have purposely mentioned land as soon as possible in QRH. The manufacturer has agreed to revise the procedure and agreed that it is a case of land as soon as possible. After going through QRH, now we have time to go through bus equipment list. We can see what all items have been lost due to failure of emergency bus. We suggest you to go through procedures following failures. When essential bus is lost, there are a number of failures. No indication of failures has been mentioned in procedure following failures. We have identified 4 important failures from bus equipment list. On NP indicator, both NP needles read 0, and no digital display. On ITT indicator, both ITT needles read 0, and no digital display. NH needle and NL needle read 0. and no digital display. Fuel quantity indicator 1 and fuel quantity indicator 2 are blank. Procedures for failure of essential bus is mentioned in QRH. Most importantly, auto and manual ignition are not available. We had asked the manufacturer if it is a case of land as soon as possible or not. We are waiting for the response. After going through QRH, now we have time to go through bus equipment list. We can see what all items have been lost due to failure of essential bus. When standby bus is lost, there are a number of failures. Unfortunately, failure of standby bus has not been mentioned in QRH or in procedure following failures. We have identified 4 important failures from bus equipment list. Autopilot will trip off. EADI and EHSI of the captain's side will go blank. ADU will also go blank. We have proposed to the manufacturer to incorporate DC standby bus failure in QRH and also in procedure following failures. We are waiting for the response of our drafts. In bus equipment list, we can see what all items which have been lost due to failure of standby bus. Prepared by Operation Training Unit, PIA Training Center, Karachi. For comments, please contact Nasser Haroon 99@yahoo.com.